Good morning, student. Now, today's video lecture we discuss about the SNMP messages, SNMP protocol messages. Okay, SNMP is nothing but the simple network management protocol. It is the application layer protocol. Okay, it used to manage the network devices or the monitor the devices that are present in the internet, so that can be managed with the help of the SNMP protocol. Okay, so we consider it is one of the framework for managing the devices in the internet. Whatever devices are present in the internet that can be managed with the help of SNMP protocol. Okay, so that's why it is called as a manager or a manage we can also it is called as a management. Okay, the name involve management, it means managing the devices, monitoring the devices that are present in the internet using the TCP/IP protocol suite. Okay, so it used in the TCP/IP protocol suite application layer. Okay, so this is the protocol of the application layer. Okay, so it provides us we can already discuss, it provides a set of fundamental operations for monitoring and maintaining the internet. Okay, so number of devices are present on the internet that can be maintained monitoring with the help of certain commands, certain set of operations it can perform here. Okay, and here we use the two important concept, that is manager and agent. Okay, usually host controls and monitor set of agent. Okay, usually router. So manager is nothing but the simple host, or we can say it is a device, it is a computer. Okay, and agent is nothing but the routers, switches, servers, bridges, all that are the routers, agent. Okay, so all the agent, okay, and manager, they are communicate with each other for managing the devices, for monitoring the devices. Okay, as well as to solve the problem. Okay, if any fault is occur, if any error is occur, to how to handle that, how to resolve that problem, it can be what type of operation can be performed. So for that, the agent and manager, they are communicate with each other. Okay, so uh, we can say that now we discuss about the particular the messages. Okay, SNMP messages. And one more important thing, SNMP uses UDP port number 161 or 162. Okay, so here two important concept, client and manager and the agent. Okay, so what are the messages? So here you can see that in the diagram there is the messages. It contains the version, then global data, it contains ID, max size, flags, security models, then security parameter. Okay, and the scope, PDU nothing but the protocol data unit, and involve context engine, context name, PDU. Okay, so this we discuss here. So SNMP does not send only the protocol data unit, but also embeds the protocol data units in message. Okay, when we already discussed the protocol data units. Okay, so SNMP defined the 8 types of protocol data unit. Okay, and that nothing but the get request PDU, then get next request PDU, then response PDU, trap PDU, report and many more, error index, request ID, all these are the particular the PDU. Okay, so what the importance of the protocol data units when we want to communicate, when we want to send a message. Okay, so that message, it involve the protocol data units. Okay, so that's why here we can say that SNMP does not send only the PDU, that is protocol data units, but also embedded that protocol data units into the message. Okay, for the communications, what the importance for the communication between the agent and managers. Okay, so for that it send the messages, and in that message involve the protocol data unit. Okay, so SNMP version 3. Okay, because here we use the version 3, so the messages in the SNMP version 3 is a sequence made of the 4 elements. Okay, so first one, here we can say that the version. Okay, so in diagram you can see that this is the version. Okay, so what is the version? So we can say that the version field is one of the integer data type. Okay, it simply show the version. Here we use the version 3. okay, there is a previous version is version 2, version 1 already available. Okay, so now here we discuss about the version 3. So it's simple, that it is an integer data type, okay, that defines the version. Okay, here we use a version 3, so integer value is 3, that's why it is called as the integer data type. Okay, so the current version is 3 is used in which, because it is provide the why we use the version 3, because there is some limitations in the version 1 and version 2 related to the security. Okay, so that's why version 3 is uses, it involves much more set of operations perform. It provides a much more security, integrity, security. It means that it provides the confidentiality, integrity, encryption, all that important things here provided that. So that's why here we use the version 3. Now then here we discuss about the global data. So global data means what? The global data field is a sequence with a four elements of simple data type. It include just like ID, okay, then the max size, flags and security model. So the ID is nothing but a request ID. Okay, so what the number of requests are come from the manager to agent. So each request here we identify with locating their ID. So the ID, request ID field is a sequence number used by the manager in request PDU and repeated by the agent in response of because when you apply the ID on the request, so agent also easily or properly responds each and every request according to their request ID. So here we can say that the number of requests are come from manager to agent. So each request here we allocated the ID. That's why the agent it can easily respond the each request according to their request ID. Okay, that is it what done here agent it match the request with response. Okay, so what the request comes, what the request ID according to that provide a response. Okay, so it can be easily manipulate all that things. Okay, then max, it means how many max size, it means how many data you can send okay at one time, or what the request about the data, at what information is need the manager to the agent. So according to that maximum size of data can be sent. Okay, so what the limitations about the data, it can maintain to the max size. Okay, then flags, so it means that flags, it means simply we can say that if you want to send the data, set the flag value 1. Okay, if any errors occur, so according to that here we different flags value can be set here. Okay, so here we set the flag value. Okay, if you want to transfer the data or also send the flag value if some error is occurring in the network, so according to that here we set the flag value. Then security model, it means that provide the security, because here we managing the data onto the internet, so the lots of data present here, and to transporting that data, so here we required what we required, so provide the security. Okay, so here we use the security model to due to which we can perform the security provided to the particular data whatever we transfer. Okay, from agent to manager, whatever data it can be transferred from agent to manager, here we provide the security of that particular data. Okay, now next one is the security parameters. So what happened in the security parameters? So security parameter element is a sequence that can be a little bit complex. Okay, and depending on the type of security provision used by the version 3. So here we can say that the security model, okay, we here we mention the security model and security parameter both plays a very important role. Security parameter, it means that what type of security provided by the version 3, or depends on that security parameters here we use for that, for transmitting the data. Okay, messages, it means what? The messages are sent between the manager to agent, agent to manager for the communications. Okay, whatever types of communication, if it is request for the data, if any the particular the error is occur, so that reporting that error or many more. Okay, so that here we can say that they what types of security provided by the version 3, according to that where we use that parameters. Okay, then next one is the scope PDU. So scope PDU, it contains simple data type and the actual PDU. Okay, so what the actual PDU here we use, that is the context engine, context name, okay, and protocol data. So there are the various protocol data units we already discussed. Okay, so that is a get request, get neck request, set request, okay, request ID, then report PDU, request ID, error status, okay, non-repeated errors, and many more. So all that things are mentioned in the particular the scope protocol data units. What types of messages you perform, what types of communication you perform, if you want to request some data, if you want to request for the bulk of data, if you want to trap the error report, trap the event. Okay, so whatever type, so all that things are mentioned in the protocol data unit. Okay, so Here we mention that protocol data unit, it is the variable binding list. Okay, variable binding list, it means nothing but binding the values with the variables. Okay, so variable binding list, it is a we can say it is a field that set of variables with the corresponding values, and the manager want to retrieve a set. Okay, if manager want to retrieve some set of informations of related to the data. Okay, so according to that, it binding the variables with their values. Okay, the values are null in get request and get next request. Value there is not present in the get request command and the next get request command. In a trap PDU, it show the variable and values related to the specific PDU. Okay, so depends on the what types of requests you perform. According to that, we set the values with variables. Okay, so this is about the protocol messages. Now next one is the particular the SNMP commands. Okay, so commands for the communication, here we can say that messages are sent. In that messages we embedded the protocol data units, as well as it is a synchronous SNMP protocol, so it support the commands also. Okay, synchronous with what? It support the various types of various types of routers, switches, bridge servers, different types of agent it can support, as well as it support the commands also, that is communication done with the help of command also. Okay, communication can be performed with the help of messages, as well as communication be performed with the help of the command also. Okay, so SNMP is basically a request response protocol. Okay, if request someone, then you give the response. That is, manager requests the some data, agent give the response to that particular data. Okay, so that's why it is called as it is a request response protocol. Okay, then SNMP commands are used to communicate between the manager and agent. So we already talk with you. SNMP protocol is used. Okay, so what the commands used here for the commands are used for the communication between the agent and manager. So for that, here we use a SNMP command. SNMP 1 version 1 support the 5 basic commands. Okay, so that is and that continue in the version 2 and version 3 also. Get next, get response, and the simple set and tram. These are the 5 commands due to which also perform the communication between the manager and agent. Okay, so the management system retrieve information from the agent through the SNMP get. Okay, what is the importance of the get command? So get command here we use for the, if we want the manager retrieve some information, if manager wants some information from the agents, so for that time it use the get command. Okay, so that why it is said that management system retrieve information from the agent through SNMP get. Okay, so if the manager wants some information, it needs some information, so for that time the manager send a get command to the agent. According to that, the agent responds to that particular get command. Whatever data is requested, according to the data, it take that data onto the MIP database and provide it to the manager. Okay, now next one is the get next command. Okay, so the get request retrieve the values of specific object from the MIP. Okay, so the MIP list in the network object for which agent can return the values. Okay, so here we can say that get next, if the manager want again next data. Okay, it wants some data, that is by use the get command, and also wants some much more data, get more data, so it can be use the get next command. Okay, if we want the next data, next part of the data. Okay, so for example, in the here there is 5 packets related to the one data. Okay, so first packet is received and it want the next data, that is it want the packet 2, packet 3, so it can use the manager use the next command. Okay, that is get next command to that particular, if they want the next data. Okay, so again it responds to the agent give that data to the manager, that is agent search that data into the MIP database. Okay, it is a list of variables on that MIP database. Okay, and retrieve the data and provide it to the manager. Okay, so the MIP list the network object for which agent return the values. This value may include the what that value include the input packets, number of input errors and routing information. So what types of informations are stored into the MIP database? It contains the number of packet, how many packets are come. Okay, how many packets need to forward it, what the reporting errors. Okay, routing information, all that essential things, all that things. Okay, it can maintain into the particular MIP database. Okay, so agent collect all that informations. Okay, store into the MIP database, and when the manager request for that data, so it simply retrieve the fetch the data from the database and provide it to the manager. Okay, so then next one is the get next request permit navigations of the MIP, enabling the next MIP object to receive. Okay, here we use the next set request. Okay, so set request is used to request a logically remote agent to alter the values of variables. Okay, so set request means what? If we can say if any error is occurring in the network, okay, if the problem is occurring in the network, so to set that to set that error, to solve that error, to say solve that network problem, here we use a set command. Okay, so the manager send the set command to the agent. Okay, so set request is used to request a logically remote agent to alter the values of variables. Okay, so if any errors is occur in the network, so for that to set that error, to solve that problem, here we use the set command. Okay, then in addition to this message type, there is a trap message, which unsolicited message convey from the management agent to management stations. Okay, so if network occurs some fault, okay, so that fault indicated with the help of trap command. Okay, if any error is occur, then it can be again set by using the set command. But if any problem is occur, if fault is occurring in the network, and to trap that problem, or to indicate that problem by using the trap command. Okay, so that's why here we use a trap command. Or also we can say that so if we want to set agent to manager to report an event, okay, if we want agent to report some event to the manager, at that time also we use the trap command. Okay, if agent is know about the particular in that network, there is some error is occurred, some fault is occurred, so that report that event to the manager. Okay, because don't send the data in that direction, because there is a congested on the network. Okay, so in that way agent report the event, if any problem is occur, indicate that signal to the manager. Okay, so this is one diagrams about that the SNMP commands. Okay, get, so here we use the SNMP manager and agent. Okay, because the communication performed between the SNMP manager and agent, so that's why here we use the two functions. Okay, and they are communicate with each other with the help of there are different commands. Okay, by using that commands, that is manager communicate with the agent. Okay, so first we already discussed get command. If the manager want some data, okay, so from the agent, okay, so here we use the get command. If the manager want next data, okay, from the agent, so it use the get next command. Okay, so in get next command, agent, whatever the different agent, router, server, multi layers, so all are the agent. Okay, so that anyone those have data available, that take that data from the MIP database and provided to the particular your manager. Okay, then get response according to the request ID. So here agent also responds to the particular manager. Okay, whatever request comes from the manager to the agent, so agent also responds to that particular data. Then set, if the network is a problem is occur, to that here we again set. Okay, so that for manager here we, if it occur, then that error can be set or problem can be set with the help of set command. Here if any problem is occurring in the network and they indicate that signal, okay, that is here we use the particular the trap command, that is agent report the manager, though there is a problem in that particular network. Okay, if the network is congested and the agent is know about that information, so the agent report the particular event to the manager. Okay, that is it send the signals about that scenarios. Okay, so in that way here we use the trap command. There is one more two messages also added. Okay, two command also use, it is the info and bulk. Okay, so info messages, SNMP manager can know the knowledge the message has been received and its end with SNMP response preview. Okay, so information, here we if inform, okay, if any problem is occur, if any something wrong is happened, so for that here we use the inform command. Okay, in that way the agent inform to the manager. With the inform message, SNP manager can know acknowledge with the message has been received in this end. Okay, so as well as inform, that it means if data is received. Okay, just like that, if manager requests some data to the agent give responses to that data. Okay, but when the data in response data is received by the manager from the agent, so it acknowledge that particular agent, okay, whatever data you send I received that, so it will inform. Okay, it gives the acknowledge to the agent. Okay, so when the manager requests for the data to the agent send that data to the manager. After receiving the data, manager send the acknowledge. Okay, whatever data you send, I got it. Okay, so for that here we use the inform command and bulk command. So bulk command, what we use, bulk get bulk, it requires a much more quantity of data. Okay, if you want much more quantity of data, so at that time here we use the bulk command. Okay, the multiple rows in the table, if you want in the table, if tabular format of data is stored and it is want the multiple rows of data, so at that time here we use the bulk command. Okay, bulkly data if we want, then manager use the bulk command. Okay, to retrieve that data. Now the benefits, it control. Okay, the benefits of running SNMP complement application include the ability to prevent, detect and correct the network related issues. Okay, because it is a network management protocol, so whatever issues are come, okay, so problems are come, it can be prevent from that problem, detect the errors, correct the network related issue, whatever issues are comes in the networks, that can be handled by the SNMP protocol. Popularity of it is a popular protocol. Okay, it is virtually supported by every enterprise's network equipment manufactured in the world. So it in all over the world it support the, it is a much more popular because it is managing the network. Okay, as well as it is a enterprise network equipment manufacturer, also it plays a very important role. Okay, that why it is the popularity, of course it is has a popularity because it is a famous, and it is why it is because managing the complete network, managing monitoring the complete internet with the help of SNMP protocol, because it is a name simple network management, managing all the devices on the internet. Okay, whatever problems are occur, whatever the issues, error, all that things can be handled with the help of SNMP protocol. So that's why it is a popular also. Efficiency, SNMP also utilize the user datagram protocol to deliver the packet. Okay, so here we use the UDP functionality, UDP component for deliver the packets. So it is efficiency, it is a faster. Okay, we can say that. So deliver the packet called the protocol data unit PDUs, and here we want to communicate with that. Here we use the protocol data units for that. Okay, that is uses different commands also for the communications. So that why it is a communication is a reliable efficiently. Okay, so all these are the benefits of the SNMP protocol. So I hope you understand this video. Thank you.